What's up, guys?
What's up, everyone?
It is Lemac,
This is Carlos.
and we're some young guys here to solve the world's problems in a podcast.
Welcome back.
Indeed. How's your week been, man?
It's been pretty just workloaded.
Yeah.
New Year's and then going straight to work and then studying and whatnot. That's about it.
Definitely. I actually started off my week pretty good. New Year's was decent. I started printing this cup holder basically for my car because Japanese portion sizes are tiny. And it took like a week to print, and then on like literally the last day that it would have needed like maybe 3 or 4 more hours to finish printing, and it just like failed. It just said print failed and it stopped printing. So that was kind of ass. It only needed to be like that much taller, 1/8 inch taller, but whatever. I'll try again later. And then on Tuesday, because I had Tuesday off too, the 2nd, I just went to Barnes & Noble, and I got a book on fundamental analysis for analyzing stocks and businesses so that I can know which ones I want to invest in. And then I got a couple of books on the U.S. Constitution and essentially U.S. political theory is what I got those books on, and then a journal so I can start journaling.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I went and hit legs and destroyed my legs for like 2.5 hours. It was a good day.
On Tuesday?
Yeah, that was on Tuesday. And then worked the rest of the week.
Nice.
It's a good week. It was a
All
good week.
spring day, yeah.
Yeah, good start to the new year for sure. And yeah, just really trying to stay focused on the goals of getting into a better financial situation. Got a few things that I want to work on. I kind of want to. Have you seen like the Instagram faceless pages?
What's that?
So like basically, they'll do a themed page. Let's say it's basketball. It's an account that just posts about basketball. The person that runs the account never shows their face, and it's just basketball posts all day. They post like 3, 4, 5 times a day, and eventually they make money from that based on how many viewers they're getting, selling ads, stuff like that. But they're using like AI to build their Instagram page.
Oh,
I
interesting.
kind of want to build a theme page because who knows? Could be. I mean, even if it's an extra $100, $200 a month, proof of concept, then you can scale that up.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, what would you call that? When you just kind of make money on the side, like
Yeah, just passive income.
Yeah, there you go, passive income. Yeah.
Definitely want to start building in some passive income streams for the rest of this year, for the rest of my life. This year is going to be a lot of foundation building for the rest of my life. Last year was a lot of education, learning, experiences that I can take with me to, do better in the future and execute on the things that I've learned. But this year I really want to be very foundation building oriented.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And, yeah.
I'm trying to become more organized, like time management for sure. So that's something I really, 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 really want to improve. I actually ended up downloading Google calendars and started scheduling everything. So like all my classes are scheduled, my work days are scheduled. That I know are going to be like for sure set on a certain time and date. That's why we're just kind of set up a date where we would kind of for sure do every week. That's why I'm like, okay, there has to be a for sure date, a for sure time.
Yep.
That way we can just kind of stay put to that. That way we're not jumping all over the place. It's kind of like when you go to the gym and you just like, oh, I guess I'm going to hit legs today, or I'm going to hit like shoulders. Oh, I might hit this,
Yeah.
And, you're like, oh, I wonder why I can't hit it, like can't go this heavy, or I wonder why this isn't improving. Well, it's like, yeah, of course you can go to the gym, work out and stuff, get a good workout. But what's your goal? Are you trying to grow? Are you trying to get better? Trying to get faster? Trying to get stronger? Trying to get leaner? Well, you kind of have to find like a regiment where you want to land or stand on, so you can kind of continue to grow or see growth in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like at work. I mean, imagine if like your job said like, oh, work whenever you want, or I don't know, what do you want to do today? It'll be like, fuck, when are we gonna finish this project?
Exactly. The way I kind of see it is like, having a goal is decent.
Mm-hmm.
Working towards your goal is good, but then planning and then executing on the plan for the goal is where you're going to get the most results.
Exactly.
You know, so like you can go somewhere if you have a goal. Usually if you just have a goal and you're like, yeah, my goal is to do this, but you're just playing video games all day, you're probably not going to go very far. But hey, at least you have a goal. If you have a goal and you're working like a madman towards the goal, but there isn't much of a plan in place, you'll definitely get further than someone that just has a goal. And maybe you won't hit your goal because you haven't been planning properly, but you'll go somewhere better than where you were. But if you have a plan and a goal and you're working towards that goal using the plan as a guide, then chances are you're going to hit that goal. You know?
Definitely.
And like, that's just, you kind of have to run your own life like a business, because a business, that's how a business is done.
Mm-hmm.
Like a business has a goal to sell a certain product or to make a certain product or to offer a service or whatever the case may be. This business is doing something that brings them money. And the business's goal has to be to offer the best product so that they're rewarded properly for that. And if a business doesn't have a plan in mind for how to do that, then they're going to be bankrupt sooner than later. They're not going to be making very much money. They're not going to be a very successful business. And it's such a simple concept, but so many people overlook it in their own lives and then they're confused as to why they're not doing better in life. Mm-hmm. And no one's coming to save you. Like, you got to figure out what you want and then make a plan to get there and then work on that plan. And the plan can be as small as making sure you make your bed in the morning.
Yep.
You got to start with where you're at. If your life is in shambles and you can't organize yourself properly, you can't, like, you're working at McDonald's every day, not even trying at work, then start with trying a little harder at work, trying to be nicer to your coworkers, trying to make sure that every burger that you make is as good as you can make the burger with the time that you have to make the burger, of course. But it's starting with where you're at so that you can do better at the things that you're already doing. And then eventually, once you're doing as good as you can at those things, then you can move up to a bigger goal.
For sure. Like, sometimes you might feel like, man, this is boring. Like, I don't feel the same as I started. Maybe it's time for you to grow. Maybe it's time for you to, like, outgrow that place you're in. You're like, Absolutely. Oh, man, I don't feel the same like I used to. You know, like, I used to feel excited for this job. Maybe you just need to step up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe you need to be like, you know what? Maybe I'm ready for the next level type of thing. You know, maybe I need some more excitement. So I really need to get to the next, you know, how far can this take me? Let's see. All right. For example, you're building, you're a mechanic at a small shop. You're getting the same issues. You're getting the same issues, same jobs. Oh, radiator, fluid, leaking, whatever. You start getting good at this job. Like, you're excited the first couple months, first year, first 2 years, or whatever. And then you're like, oh, man, like, I see this every day. This is getting boring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to work on something else. Like, oh, how about engines? It's like, you start asking people. You start wanting to grow. It's like, hey, you mind if I help you out with this engine block or something? You know, like, and then you start, like, throwing hands in there. You're like, oh, this is exciting. This is a lot more fun than what I'm doing. Hey, you think I can start working on engines now? You start, like, kind of finding little ways to grow here and there. And then now you know two things. You keep growing your resume like that in your own life. I'm not saying for a job, but in your own personal life. Like, how much can you build off your own life? How much can you get to the end of your day when you're like, all right, I did a great, you know, either I woke up early, cleaned my house, went to the gym, and all that stuff, you know, like, okay, I can actually enjoy my rest day.
Exactly.
Like, I did a great day. You know,
yeah, did you earn your rest day?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just for a day, but it's also for your life. Like, something I always think about is like, damn, I don't want to get, like, old and boring, and then, like, out of nowhere, like, you know, my kid's like, oh, what'd you do? I'm like, shoot.
Not a damn thing.
Just work.
Yeah, absolutely. Or just work. Like, I don't want the story of my life to be he worked hard and that's it. Like, I'd like to do some interesting things, and yeah, I want to be he worked hard and did these things with that effort.
Yeah,
exactly.
And this resulted from it. Like, look look what he built out of his hard work. Not like, oh, he was a hard worker, and that's it.
Yeah, and really emphasize. I just really want to emphasize that having a plan and sticking to the plan until, shit happens and sometimes the plan needs to change. But building the plan, working towards the goal that you have, and then also making sure that, like he was saying, managing your time properly. Like, there's so many things that I want to do that I would like to be able to do. I'd like to learn guitar. I'd like to build a drift car. I'd like to get to 200 pounds. I'd like to speak another language. All kinds of different things that I want to do. But at the same time, I have to prioritize the things that I need to do in order to do those things that I want to do. So, like, for me right now, I'd like to be dating. I'd like to have a hot girlfriend. All of those things, like, right now, what I need to do is focus on the day job, the career, so that I can keep making more and more money. That's why I did the inspector certifications that I've been going through, because by August I'll be an inspector. And then after I'm an inspector, then I will start my own firm where I am inspecting for businesses and making way more money for myself while still being able to charge them a lot less because I don't have the overhead that a lot of the other firms have. And then after I'm an inspector and I'm making that money, then ideally, I think if the plans are working out properly, if things go as planned, rather, then I'll be pretty much out of debt completely by the end of the year. And then in addition to that, after I'm out of debt, then I can start working on, all right, now I can get either a truck or property. I'm thinking it's probably going to be a truck first, just because it'll help me make more money sooner. And then because right now I'm driving a car, and in the industry that I work in, it's a lot easier to make money if you have a truck. You can tow, you can put stuff in the bed that you don't have to worry about, weight requirements, all of that. It's a lot easier to make more money. So I'll, work on getting the truck because that'll help me make more money. And then after I get the truck, then I can work on, all right, now I want to get some property. Do I want to get a personal home or do I want to get a multifamily home? So like 2, 3, 4 units that I can live in one and rent out the others. And now I have a rental property that I can rent out space to. And then that's another stream of income that I've now built into my life, that I'm either living for free because I have 3 units for rent and 1 unit that I live in, or I'm paying a lot less and I still have this property that's mine. And eventually when I want to get a single family home and have a wife and kids and all of that, then I can rent out that property. I can sell that property however I want to do it based on where I'm at income wise at the day job, and all the excess money that I'm making in addition to after paying off the debt and starting my firm and all of that, I'm putting it into stocks and learning the stock market really well. That's why I bought the fundamental analysis book. So like doing little things here and there to set yourself up so that the plans that you have can actually be executed on because you know what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. It's really important. I noticed it's like, actually, someone actually told me this because I have a test coming up by the end of this month. And they're like, they told me this about 4 months ago, and I was supposed to take this test a while back. And, I was like, oh, I'm going to take the test. I'm studying. And they're like, are you though? I'm like, yeah, here and there, He's like, and she told me, she's like, what you should do? You should actually schedule the test. That way you have a time that you have to kind of
make or break.
What do you mean?
Make or break?
Yeah, like, exactly. Yeah, it's like do or die type of thing.
Exactly.
Like you need to study, you need to absorb as much information as you can, because on this date you need to give it all. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, yeah, you're right. I might do that. I might do that, and I might. It might came back 6 months later. I'm like, shit, dude. If I would
never did.
If I would have done it 6 months ago, I would have been chilling right now.
Yeah.
So now there's like a fire under my ass that I'm really, really trying to run away from, but it's just burning.
Yeah.
And so I have like about 3 more weeks for this exam.
That's about how long it's going to be before I take my final exams for becoming an inspector.
Oh, really?
Yeah, end of January.
Oh, nice, cool. Yeah. So hopefully I can get to that exam and then take it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I'm really studying. I even downloaded this app, paid for it, because it really helps you. It gives you questions that you might see in the exam. It won't give you the exact same question, but it'll like show you certain scenarios that kind of compare to the exam. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really, really excited for that. I really want to take it. Really want to pass it. I don't believe in failing, but I know sometimes you must fail to grow. But
Absolutely.
But this is more like a do or die because I'm not trying to
fail and then have to do it again, pay for the test again, or whatever the case may be.
And it's not cheap, bro. It's like 120 bucks.
That's pretty good.
I mean, it's you might it's cheap. It's 120 bucks, but still, it's like 120 bucks
to potentially make how much? I'm assuming this test is going to help you make more money in the future, right?
Definitely. It'll bump me up to like 24, 25.
Okay.
Instead of just 20.
Yeah, so that's like definitely definitely worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. That's the entire thinking behind the testing that I went through for the inspector course.
Mm-hmm.
It's normally like there are guys that were in the same course that I was in that were working for SMUD, and it's getting paid for by the company because that's what SMUD needs. I'm paying for it myself because my company doesn't need the skills that I'm trying to build into myself. So basically I went through school to get my welding technology AA, and then I have been working at this company now for 2 years, 4 months. And with the time and experience investment that I have in this job, the next logical step, the next promotion that I could get, I could become a project manager or I could become an inspector. And actually being an inspector would help me become a project manager if I went to work for someone else. But at the same time, having that qualification will allow me to open my own firm too. So it's like I'm doing the best I can with what I have. The experience that I have right now is allowing me to become an inspector, and inspectors make much better money than just a welder, and they don't have to work nearly as hard. And so that's also a product of, like you were saying earlier, is like you get bored with where you're at, mm-hmm. and you want to, that's a sign that you need to keep leveling up, that you've probably learned as much as you can in the time that you've been there, or maybe the learning curve is now leveling out. You're hitting a plateau of what you can learn. Yeah, you're still learning, but you're learning a lot less every day than you were in the first 2 years.
You got to switch it up.
Like the curve for learning is going like that. And then once you hit that plateau, probably means that you want to, unless you just want to be the master at that one thing that you want to learn and it pays really well, because at the end of the day, this is all about learning skills that society values so that you can make as much money as possible for yourself and for your family and for whatever your goals are. If it's not family, it's whatever, you want to build cars, you want to fly planes, whatever it is. That's really what it is. You need to find yourself a skill that you are interested in learning. If this is where you're at, where you're like just trying to figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life, you need to find a skill that society values that you would be interested in learning, and then go and learn that skill, get as good as possible at it, get a job doing it, and then get really, really good at it. Just keep working on that until you get to a point where maybe you're bored. Then you have to ask around, like, all right, well, what are other people in my situation doing? You have to look around, see what other people that have the same skill sets, have the same experience, that are making more than you, or have a lifestyle that you want to live, and just ask them, like, all right, how did you get to this point from where you were before? Because I know you were, let's say it's a business owner in construction for me. I could see, like, all right, they started as a welder and now they own their own businesses. How did you get to that point? And it's kind of the similar situation that I described, is like they were welding, then they worked up until they were a project manager, until they were able to use the extra money that they had because they didn't increase the amount of money they were spending with every raise. That's another thing. A lot of people, when they make more money, they have lifestyle inflation. They make more money, so they start spending more money, and then they stay paycheck to paycheck. You definitely want to avoid that. Manage your expenses. What gets managed gets measured, or what gets measured gets managed is what it's called, is the phrase, where if you're measuring how much you're spending, then it's a lot easier to manage how much you spend and not overspend. Like you get a raise and now you're getting Starbucks every day. And that's $5 a day, 30 days a month. That's
over like implemented.
$150 a month.
That's like already implemented in my mind. I think I want to thank my mom for that. You know, there's a kind of like it's like the newer way, modern way of saying there's food at the house.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time, like before I go out or something, I make myself a little cup of coffee. You know, if I want an iced coffee, I'll just throw some ice in there and put some creamer. Chilling.
Exactly.
If you want hot coffee, I'll just make myself hot coffee and just kind of take my little portable little like mug and I'll just take it to wherever I go. That way I don't have to like force. You know, sometimes I'm like, oh, you know, that way it feels easier and faster to go to Starbucks or something. But it's also like you're paying like $5-6 every time you go. And I don't know how people do that, bro.
Yeah,
I like
it's
for
ridiculous.
me, I see it more as in like, let's say someone goes to Starbucks like every day for the whole week. Let's say you work Monday through Friday, and you're paying like $5, $6, $7 every time you go. Now multiply that by 5. You know, you get what? 7 times 5 is what? 35, is it?
Yeah, 7 times 5. Well, I did the 5. Let's say you get one every day for a month. That's $150 a month.
Exactly.
If it's $5, which I know some of y'all keep getting $6, $7 drinks, so it's just add that up.
Yeah, 7 times 30, that'd be like 100. 7 times 3 is
21
so
or 210, not 2100, 210.
$210. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's when you get a small raise, you're not getting an extra $210 a month. You know, even if you get a dollar raise, chances are you're not getting an extra $210 a month, unless you start working more too. So
like everything adds up.
It's very easy for lifestyle inflation to take over to the point where you're living above your means or you're living right at your means, so that you can't afford to invest in an opportunity that comes your way. Because at the end of the day, that's how you move up too. Is like if you don't have extra money at the end of the month that you're investing into your savings account, into the stock market, into whatever it is that you want to invest in, then an opportunity comes your way to buy a property that you could rent out, to buy a house that's like really at a low price, but you know you could fix it up if you needed to, and it would just be worth that much more. And maybe you flip it, maybe you live in it, who knows? But then opportunities come your way if you're living above your means and you've got a ton of debt, you don't have any extra cash, then you don't have an opportunity to execute on an opportunity that comes your way. You don't have the means to execute on an opportunity.
No, for real.
And
like I feel like like the newer generations don't really understand that, or maybe they do. Some do, some don't. You know, but the majority is like they like to live with this saying, which is very dangerous. It's like, oh, what's today? Oh, I get paid tomorrow anyways. Okay.
Yeah.
You know? Or like, oh, I just got paid. Like I can, you know, I can
afford it because I just got paid. Exactly.
They live for like the short span, knowing that they're going to get paid again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all they think about, which is really, really, really dangerous. You know, I understand.
I mean,
you hate
I'm
hearing
guilty of it.
No, I know. You hate hearing it, but it's the truth because I hate hearing it as well. There's times when I catch myself, I'm like, oh, I can afford, you know, I forget to cook food because I either too lazy to cook sometimes or I wake up a little late, you know, and I only have time to get ready for work and then go to work. And I'm like, oh, I can afford DoorDash. I have this much money in my bank account. Or like, oh, I get paid tomorrow, so I can afford it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, that's where you lose, bro. That's where they get you on the
DoorDash is crazy. I've gotten DoorDash like twice, and I'm like, this is way too expensive.
No, it's
insane. I'd rather just drive over there.
No, dead ass. Like, there's times where I've been here at home, and then it's like, oh, you know what? Like, my lady's like, oh, she get wings or something. You know, it's one of our like, it's like my cheat day, or you know, when and we like put our order in, and it's like $48 for something that could have been like 20 something bucks.
Yeah,
I was
insane.
like, no, homegirl, we're gonna drive.
Yeah, and
she's like, no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. That is ridiculous. Yeah, so like just the whole building the foundation. For a lot of us, for those of you listening, if you're single, it's very important to build that foundation too before you throw yourself into a relationship, because at least for me, it's easy to get distracted and to want to spend all your time with the girl that you're into, the girl that you're talking to, whatever. and then now you're sacrificing resources that you could have put towards building a foundation that's even greater than the foundation that you are building currently by having this other distraction. Girls are distractions more often than not, unless you're just trying to get, unless you're talking to someone that is really going to become your wife and you're going to be very serious and stable with them, then it's probably just a distraction and you could do better things with your time. You could improve yourself in a lot of ways. And
Definitely.
yeah. So, and then on top of that, the more you improve yourself, the better quality chick that you can attract, because you've done so much work on the back end that now that you have your foundation built, you have your house, you have your truck, you have whatever, now you're able to spend more time and be more comfortable spending time trying to find the chick that you want to find, or dating the chick that you want to eventually turn into your wife, or whatever it is that you want to do. But more often than not, girls are kind of just a distraction. Depends. More often than not. Nowadays.
I heard the saying it's like, if you want to go far, have a partner, which is like your woman. If you want to go fast, go alone. And that's the truest shit. Like, if you want to go far, have like a woman that's gonna hold you down and keep you on the straight path, and know when to fucking kind of make you like, put you in your place. You need a good woman to put you in your place. You need a tough woman too. And I think it's very important. I think a woman needs to be like, like, hey, stop being a little bitch.
Yes.
Or be like, babe, I know you're stressed out, but you need to look at this differently. Like, what's wrong? What's going on? A good, strong woman is going to really understand you. A lot of times I hear is like, oh, you never share your feelings with a girl. I'm like, okay, with a girl, but with a true woman, like a good, like a good woman, it's going to be like, I hear you, but right now it's not time to be a little bitch, baby.
Yeah.
I need you to saddle up and get your ass up, and let's get to work.
Yeah.
You need a good woman that's going to be like pushing you when you're like giving it your all. And, we're men. We get our weak moments. And she needs to be clapping for you in the back while you're trying to keep going, And that's a great woman. A lot of times I feel like a lot of guys or girls, like they kind of see this guy like downfall, like this guy's like being shitty. And don't get me wrong, they have the right to. Because sometimes some men are like actively not even trying to progress or do anything better. Like, let's say like, like your woman's like giving you hints, like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on?
Playing video games again?
I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying like, okay, well, what have you done? Are you working on yourself?
Yeah.
Are you improving yourself? Are you trying to find something more like your age? Like, don't get me wrong, like you start getting like up in the 40s and you're still playing video games, it's a little questionable.
It is.
I get it though. Like, I mean, I wouldn't mind playing video games in the 40s, especially if I had a son or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Bet. I mean, like, how you relax is entirely up to you, but if you're relaxing when there's stuff to be done, then you shouldn't be relaxing. That's really kind of how it is. I mean, if you have been working for 12 hours a day, 6 days this week, then yeah, maybe it is time to take a break a little bit on Sunday, because you worked 6 times 12, that's 72 hours that week. Maybe it is time to take a little break, even though there's stuff that still needs to be done. I know.
Yeah, don't
if you're working, yeah,
like don't bring yourself out. Don't be mean to yourself. Like,
there's a reason God rested on the 7th day. It was kind of also for us to know that we should probably take a break every now and then.
Yeah, we're just human. Like, honestly, we're not like
we're not robots.
When I see these motivational videos, they're like, so you gotta fucking work hard, this and that. And we're like, all right, my guy, like definitely working hard, definitely putting my maybe I'm not giving up my 100, but I'm up there.
Yeah, well, I think honestly for a lot of those, like the David Goggins, the Andrew Tate, the Jocko Willink, all of those guys, I think a lot of it is that there's so many young men and young women that are not doing shit with their lives, that are really not trying as hard as they could, that that kind of message might be the only thing that really gets to them.
I got you.
The vast contrast in their life to what David Goggins is preaching to them versus what they're actually doing, the gap is so big for them that they feel a lot more anxiety to try and close that gap. Whereas for us, because we do work hard, we're doing a bunch of different things, that gap is pretty small. So there's not as much pressure for us to be like, all right, like I get it. I am working my ass off. Like I know what kind of hard work I need to be doing, and I'm pretty sure I'm doing it. Maybe I could do a little bit better, but you know, they're at 20% and you're talking about 100. I'm over here at 80, 85, 90%. I think we're close. I could probably do better, and I'm going to continue trying to do better, but the pressure to get to that extra 100% isn't as high just because you're already doing so much. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like their message, it's good for the people sitting at 10, 20% to hear that message because then it lights a fire under their ass to bring it up a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, definitely.
So like they're preaching to a different crowd a little bit, that people that know they should do better and want to do better, and they need to hear that message a little bit more.
True.
Yeah. That's kind of how I look at it. I still want to get to 100%, like not doing anything that isn't productive kind of thing.
I think once you get your planning and timing right, 100%, you get locked in. I think it's like, all right, like let's say, all right, I'm gonna go to the gym from this time to this time, and we're just gonna we're gonna lock in during that whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Boom, finished. All right, I'm gonna study from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Boom, lock in. Like just
yeah, and
you know,
that's
and the sorry, I'm just like
you're good.
But like the phone thing, that's another thing I saw. The phone, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. That's so draining and just it just sucks your whole time up.
Yeah, it's a time suck for sure. And that's the whole idea of what gets measured gets managed.
Mm-hmm.
Is like measuring, all right, I'm going to spend this amount of time doing this. I'm going to spend this amount of time doing this. I'm going to spend this amount of time doing this. And even what you should do is in your schedule, put in what your rest period is going to be. It's like if you know you need a certain amount of rest, if you know you need some mental rest where you can just like watch a TV show and zone out for 30 minutes to an hour because that's just what you need because you're performing at such a high level on all the other things, then time that into your schedule. But make sure that that's measured into your schedule. Or maybe it's scrolling through Instagram or TikTok. Like set out time to do that and then stick to that schedule. And then it's going to be a lot easier also to eventually cut that time out and replace it with something that is less stressful, still counts as rest, but is also more productive than just scrolling through TikTok.
No, definitely. Like find your weaknesses. Like what areas are you weak in, and then work on it. I'm not saying like if you have balls cold turkey, that motherfucker. Sorry, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if you don't, like if you know you're struggling hard, cut back like maybe about an hour, 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
If you can do it, cold turkey is always better in my opinion.
For sure. But if you can't, like have like a threshold, like you just kind of like maybe like start with 10 minutes, start with 20, and then kind of keep progressing over like an hour, day, months, whatever, until you start implementing better and newer things into your life. Like let's say you want to start reading, but you just hate or you can't focus when you read. Like, oh, I'm not a reader. Have you ever tried it?
Yeah. just set out some time.
It's like when you say like, oh, I've tried it, but have you tried it? Like, have you legitimately like sat down and spent like a whole 30 minutes trying to just actually read it and not be like, lose your attention span because of your phone. Like, oh, maybe this so-and-so texted me. Like, oh, so-and-so maybe sent me, or like, just like hide that phone, sit down, read that book. You know what I'm saying? And that's what goes with everything. Like, studying. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. I'm hella tired.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm trying to.
Well, I know what you mean. I'm trying to be like, you just need to evolve to a better person, and it's hard. Trust me. A lot of like, it goes for me too. Like comfort is dangerous.
Absolutely.
Like I used to watch these like motivational videos when I was in high school. Is that sleep is a cousin to death,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure comfort is a cousin or somewhat related to those two things, because you get comfortable, you die a little for sure.
Absolutely.
I feel like you get a little too complacent with yourself. When that happens, you start slacking for sure. That's why comfort is something I despise a lot.
Comfort is where dreams go to die.
I just, like, for me, I can't, I try, oh, yeah, here you go. So find your weaknesses. Like, basically, I know for me right now, it is TikTok, Instagram, and like Facebook Market. Don't laugh at me, but that's what it is. I like to like look at things I want to buy, especially like houses.
Yeah.
But, I'm wasting my time just looking at these places, which is pointless. But something I know I'm not weak on is like Netflix or TV. Like, I know for sure I cannot stand sitting there watching TV
All day.
or a Netflix show all day. Like, I don't find that, I find that pointless for real.
Yeah.
If I find a good show, I'll watch it, but it's not something I'm like, oh my God, I gotta like continue watching this. Like, or like, it's not something I actively seek to watch every day, something new or something. Or even PS5. Like, I have a PS5. I like playing it sometimes with friends and stuff. But the other day, I was all by myself, just sitting there, and I'm like, oh, let's see if I can find a game that I like. I honestly nothing interesting, like, appealed to my eyes. I'm like, I don't even know why. It was a waste of money. Like, I feel bad for my lady because she bought me a PS5, and for me, it was like pointless. Like, the only reason why I play it is because of my friends, and that's like, they live far away from me, so it's like that's a way we can hang out. That's the only reason why I play it, because I get to hang out with them and talk to them. But if they'd never played PS5 or anything, I wouldn't even be on it. To be honest, it's not like my thing. Watching TV is not my thing. What else? Definitely drugs is not my thing. Binge drinking is not my thing.
Yep.
Going out is not my thing. Like, I'm pretty boring.
Yeah.
But
honestly, same.
all I like to do is go to the gym, find ways to get money, try to hang out with my dog, try to actively stay, somewhat fit, eat a little better. I don't even like going out to eat anymore. Like, I don't find appealing. I don't know how people go to McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
Eat out all the time. I just don't understand.
No. A lot of it is laziness, poor time management, not caring about their diet. Because if you really cared about your diet, you would never step foot in a McDonald's. Though I will say their soft serve ice cream is pretty fire. I haven't had it in a long time, but if I'm going to go to McDonald's, it's usually to get ice cream and fries because I like dipping the fries in ice cream.
Interesting.
But I don't know when the last time I did that was. Over 6 months ago, probably.
Dude, I haven't been to McDonald's in like years.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
No, I mean years.
I don't blame you. It's terrible.
It's not like something like, I don't know how some people get called to. Like, if I were to go to McDonald's, it would have been because it's like you're doing like an 8-10 hour drive, and that's like the only thing you see on the fucking road, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's like, screw it, I'll get like a McDouble.
I'd rather just not eat. That being said, I was talking to Adam today about how much I eat and how much I need to eat. So apparently, based on this fitness tracker that he pulled up while we were at the gym, we were hitting biceps. It was after he left. I was talking about how I only ate like 3,000 calories yesterday, which I thought was decent. Nah, this dude pulls up the calorie tracker, and apparently, according to my exercise amount, my body weight, my age, I'm burning like 3,500 calories a day. So I need to be eating 4,000 or more calories to hit the weight goals that I'm trying to hit. To not be in a deficit, really.
That's insane. So you're not having enough at all.
No, I'm not. I thought 3,000 calories was decent, but no, apparently not.
It's kind of funny, though. We're kind of like the same in everything. We just have different body fat percentage. Mm-hmm. Like, my calorie to lose weight is 3,280. Like, so 3,280. That's what I need to be eating under in order to lose weight. And I'm like, hold the fuck on. 3,280? That's like a pound of fat, right? Every 3,000 calories is a pound, or is it 4,000?
I don't know.
It was somewhere around. I think it was 3,500, something like that. Like every 3,500 calories is like a pound of fat or a pound of weight. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, dude, that's a lot. And then, you know, I even there was this TikToker. He's like a nutrition, fitness, whatever dude, and he was live. And I was like, hey, you know, like how much calories? I just wanted to see. I want to confirm it because I saw that online. I did my own like research and stuff. And I just want to confirm with this specialist. And I messaged him. He actually like read my comment. And he's like, and it was funny because he's like, all right, buddy, you know, you're about 3,200 calories around that area. You'd be eating a little bit lower than that. Don't take it personal. It might be just because of your weight. I mean, this is not. And I'm like thinking, holy shit, 235. I weigh 235. I need to be eating 3,200 calories under 3,200. And I'm just thinking like, damn, I'm a big boy. And then you're about 3,200 too, right?
No, 35.
3,500.
I'm burning about 30 because I work construction and then I also go to the gym afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes, most days. I think like 3-4 times a week I'm going to the gym after work or even just on the weekend.
I just wish
like,
I had your body fat percentage.
Most people do. It's genetics. I'm just built different, literally. But yeah.
But we're about the same though, right? Don't you think? Like strength-wise?
Yeah, I'd say we're about the same strength.
I feel like you're a little
your
stronger.
shoulders are a little stronger. I'm stronger in some areas.
Chest,
You're stronger in
sure.
some areas. Yeah.
I feel like legs too.
I don't know. My legs have gotten a little weaker, honestly. And since the last time we hit legs together.
Bro, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I'm doing something wrong because I can't get past
3 plates.
No, I can't get even. I stop at 2 plates in a 25.
Yeah. I hit 3 plates again for like 5 recently, but it was not as strong as it was the last time we hit it.
I'm hella jealous.
Yeah. But
I didn't carry it away, but
I really, really, really have to pee because I drank a gallon of water already today. It's only 12.
that's a lot of water.
I know. I need it because I haven't been drinking enough water and I started taking creatine again.
Take it slower.
Yeah. I know.
You take it too fast, it's just going to go right through you.
I know.
You're going to flush yourself out.
Yeah. I'm going to drink more water again after this. So probably a gallon and a half.
Take little sippies.
Yeah, I will. But I was just trying to like pound water so I knew I had enough water.
You'll be okay.
I will be okay.
One thing about creatine, though, I do tell you this. It doesn't make your hair fall, but it does make it thinner.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
That's true.
It's good to know. It's good to know.
I can confirm.
I see. All right. Well, I think we covered some good ground for self-maximization, making sure that your plans are on point, making sure that you are executing on plans, tracking your time, the way you spend your time, building your schedule out, building a foundation, and improving yourself. I think this was a pretty good episode.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I think it's always best to be the one whipping the bull and thinking the bull that's whipping your goals. That came out so wrong.
It's better to be the one putting yourself into shape than being someone that someone else is putting into shape, I think is what you're kind of trying to say.
What I was trying to say is like it's better to be whipping the bull into a direction you want to go instead of being the bull that's making an effort to the goal you want to go. That's what I was trying to say.
I have no idea what that's supposed to mean.
It's like that one guy that says, like, not today, one day. You're like, what the?
I think you're trying to say, like, it's better to be a bull with direction than a bull in a china shop, where the bull is going crazy in a bunch of different directions. Whereas if the bull has direction, it's going crazy, but it's in a direction that it needs to be going. Is that kind of what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I'm autistic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's tired. We're gonna get going. I'm gonna go to the bathroom because my bladder's about to explode, and he's gonna go to sleep. So it's been fun, you guys. I'm Lemac.
I'm Carlos.
And this has been Some Young Guys, just trying to solve the world's problems in a podcast.
Thanks for joining us once again.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.